I never forget.
Me and
We're
you,
on,
bet.
y'all. I think we're on.
JT
All right, here
is
we
the
go.
man. JT is the man. Woo.
Negative, nothing further. Just take care of me on the corner. That's a direct order. Do it now.
Do it now.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. We are roll call. Black, white, and blue for better relations. Today is Thursday, January 16th, 2025. I'm here with a few of my friends. I'm here with Tyrone, D, Jerry, AC, JT, Derrick, Jamel, Rich, Mark, Cheech, Jim, and Dave. We're going to have a moment of silence before we go any further, though. Thank you to our tech guy who's probably in Alaska somewhere right now. Who knows where he is? That's D School. But thank you, D. Can you give us our disclaimer? And Rich, can you give us our statement of purpose?
Sure. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Before we get started, we just wanted to go over a couple of things real quick. First, we want to let you know that the comments and expressed concerns made by members of Roll Call are the opinions of each individual. They are not intended to be legal advice, recommendations, or suggestions for our listeners. Remember that the laws change from village to village, state to state, county to county. So please consult with a local attorney or your local police department for any legal advice. Also, once in a while, we may display graphic videos or photographs that are integral to spark our discussions. They are not intended to offend anybody. We do not own these videos or photographs. We get them from social media. So anybody out there could get them. You can get them from Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. So they are not the property of Roll Call. A member of our panel will let you know when we are going to display one of these videos ahead of time so that you know it's coming. Also, the language used by members of Roll Call is very spontaneous. It is not censored. It's not intended to offend anybody. Everybody here speaks from the heart. We don't hold back. We speak our truth. We don't take it personally among us, so we don't want the audience to take it personal. And that's it in a nutshell.
Thank you, Cheech.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Roll Call, Black, White, and Blue for Better Relations. We are a pro-law enforcement group. We believe in equitable policing. We're against racism, and we believe that all lives can't matter if Black lives don't. If you're here with us live, you can just gen up a question or a concern in the chat, and we'll try to address it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Rich. See D doing the speaker view. That's pretty nice. That's when I really got a chance to look at your background, Rich. Nice background.
Nice background, Rich.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That is nice background.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's NYPD and San Diego Harbor Police together.
That's very cool.
That's you with the hat. That's you without the hat on, right? In the
Right
back.
in the back, yeah.
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah.
Well, but that was was a 9/11, the first, commemorative address that we had after 9/11. So there's New York police officers there with our unit.
Okay.
At the airport.
That's cool. All right, listen, before we go further, I want to pray. Cheech, we're still praying for you. Just because you're not telling us a whole lot don't mean we're not praying for you. That just means things must be moving in a positive way. So we're praying for you. JT and Orlando, we're praying for the both of you.
Thank you.
And CJ is under the weather right now, and I need to put my name on there too, because I don't know what I have. I've been so weak this whole week. And I've been just got back from Alabama today, from Birmingham. I posted a picture of myself, my wife, at the 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama. What a feeling just to be there.
Did you touch the building?
I went in the building.
I know you went in, but did you touch the rock, man?
Oh yeah, I was rubbing the walls.
Yeah.
Right. But we went there, and I was like, this is really something else here. So I'm just getting back, and both of us are, like I said, both of us are under the weather right now. But we're here today. January 20th, y'all. What y'all think about January 20th? We got AC, go ahead. I see your hand moving.
What's that church you said? The
16th Street Baptist Church?
What's that?
Yeah. Where the 4 little girls got bombed, man.
Listen, if you're gonna ask a question, you better answer it. Don't be asking no questions just to be asking no questions.
I'm trying to figure out what you said. What you talking about?
I don't know. Are you serious or you're not serious? I didn't know you were serious.
I wanted you to
play a lot.
I wanted you to articulate why is that church so important?
The significance.
AC, I'm a little under the weather today, so I didn't catch that today. But I know you be playing some games a lot.
Yeah, you
be throwing some stuff out there, and I don't know if you're serious or you're not serious, but okay, that's where the 4 little girls got bombed.
Right.
That's it.
You have no sound, AC. You have no sound.
Yes, that's better.
You hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm serious, and I want everybody to know the significance of the church.
Right.
Why that church is significant. Because of the 4 guys that were killed in there during the bombing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
That's what.
Well, I got to find out when you're serious or you're not serious, because you be saying stuff and be like, all right. let's
Careful,
move on.
AC, you get cut out of the Zoom.
Yeah. All right. Now, this is what happened, y'all. Cheech gonna keep on running to the ground till we get it. But Cheech came on with an identification that said iPhone. Now that could be
No.
300 million.
It says Zoom user.
Zoom user.
Zoom user. That's right. Zoom user.
That's even worse.
That could be anybody
In the world.
I kept asking, who is it? He ain't say nothing. He didn't set up his Zoom to where he's already identified when he comes in, just like Dave doesn't do it either. But they didn't do any of that stuff, and so I got to guess who it is. And Cheech didn't say a word, and I kicked him out. So he's on another tool right now because I didn't know who it was. He didn't identify himself. So then he said, "Well, you let Dave in." I said, "Well, first of all, I let you in too." That's the first thing. But then I'm familiar with Dave's stuff coming in, and Dave identified himself with a video
or a voice or something.
Yeah, Cheech sitting over there ain't saying a word, no video, no sound, kicked out and can't come back on this meeting.
I gotta tell you something.
Somebody's gonna have to text me on the side how to actually do it. I've tried. I have no idea how to put a name or something to my whole Zoom thing.
Let me get the quickest answer. You have like a 3-year-old around the house?
They'll hook you up.
I'm telling you. I'm saying that sarcastically, but if you have a child around the house, they'll tell you exactly how to do it.
Yeah.
Really? I know one thing, Cheese. I'll give you about 3 more chances than I thought you would.
Right.
First and second chance, no. Got that axe quick.
Hey, Cheech, and they could even do the disclaimer.
Yeah.
Hey, one thing, fellas. Hey, Cheech, keep some respect on my name.
Yeah, he gonna throw you up on the rug too, Dave. I'm like, come on, man.
Nah, you asked about January 20th before I got
January
decided.
20th. Go ahead. January 20th, we'll have our 47th president sworn in.
Oh, will.
Shit.
How you guys feeling about it? Anybody?
You know how I feel
Well,
when we talk
ain't nothing we can do about it now. Sit,
Right.
Listen,
Yep.
put your seatbelt on. That's all I can say.
Too late now.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Never too late.
Jim done raised his hand.
Unless we January 6th, it's too late.
I'll make it
Good.
simple. I will not be watching at all.
Me either.
I feel, and I know this doesn't sound good, but I would hope that every single person that he said something about, that's probably every Democrat,
Exactly.
and others, should not be attending. There should be no ex-President Biden sitting behind him. That should not be happening. We are a divided country. Now, we'd all like to say, well, let's all unite. There is no such thing in MAGA world as uniting.
Right.
It's my way or the highway.
Oh, no way.
There is no uniting. Let the 4 years are going to play out. It's going to be what it's going to be.
Yes.
Let's not pretend by sitting behind him and clapping and shaking his hand that all is well in the world, that everything is great, because it's not. And I just feel that it's going to happen. I'm not going to watch it, but if I were watching it, I'm sure it's good. Kumbaya, forgive and forget, and all the goodies. It's unreal. It's make believe, because that's not the world we are currently living in. And that's all I'll say.
And everything you said was the truth.
Yeah, every single word.
Every word.
All right, Derrick, Dave, and Rich.
Yeah, and I already read that that Joe and Jill Biden will be there, and I read that Barack will be there, but Michelle won't. And I read that Bill will be there, but they didn't mention Hillary. And it's troubling to me, obviously. We are a divided country, and he's divided us, and he's been attempting to divide us for a decade. One of the other things that troubles me is he invited an HBCU marching band to perform. And if I recall correctly, it was Jackson State. I know it's one of the HBCUs. No, which one was it?
Mississippi Valley State.
Mississippi Valley State, right. And he invited them to perform, but no one provided funding for them to come. So they had to do a GoFundMe in order to go there. Listen, I mean,
Come on, man. Hello.
Obviously, I don't work at an HBCU, but if I were the guy leading that band, we would not be going. But yeah, it just and that's another thing. And I don't know if this is something that's been widespread news, but something I read a couple of months ago, they were talking about diminishing or stopping funding for HBCUs because they feel they're discriminatory.
Slowing it down, exactly.
Yeah, they're talking about defunding them and using the campuses for other things.
Exactly right, Derrick.
No HBCU marching band should be going to perform for this guy. The country is divided, and divided by his design. That's the way he wanted it. And if that's the way he wants it, we should get it to him. We should. So I don't think any ex-presidents that are Democrats should be there.
I agree, Derrick.
Okay, Dave.
Yeah, Derrick, man, you are my man, brother. Thank you for saying all that. But you left out George Bush and Barbara Bush. They're coming too.
Yes.
And they can't stand them. But anyway, you know, this is what I love about Michelle Obama. I like when the South Side of Chicago comes out of her, because that guy endangered Barack Obama and her children and even her own mother by the things he say about them. And that's why Michelle Obama wasn't at Jimmy Carter's funeral, because in that pecking order, she would have been sitting right next to Trump. Now, the media is trying to make a joke out of it, but that ain't funny. Okay? That's not funny at all. Okay? Because that means they haven't heard they haven't heard it from the heart, from how Michelle Obama really feels and how our family was endangered. Like the time when that fool fired those shots at the bedroom at the White House where those young ladies slept. Okay? So, and this HBCU shit, that president should be shook out of his treehouse. Okay, because obviously they've been wearing horse blinders these last 8 years. Okay, they should be shook out of their treehouse. Okay, and by the way, HBCUs, they do have some white students from in-state.
Oh yeah.
They do. They have a lot of them. Okay, but the thing about it is now they want to talk about defund. What they want to do? Make us tap dance and beg and get on our knees and say yes, sir, to keep the HBCUs alive? No,
Entertainment, baby.
no, we're not. I'm not.
That's all.
Forget this entertainment bullshit.
That's all it is.
Okay, I've had it with this. We got to entertain these assholes, these racist assholes.
Exactly.
I've had it. I
Why
ain't
didn't
just
you have
tap
the
dancing for
valedictorian
you.
come and speak?
Hey,
Instead
Ty,
of
hold up, Ty.
I'm
Hold up,
sorry,
Ty.
David.
Let him finish.
I'm sorry, David.
I'm Don, you was down at the 16th Street Baptist Church. You just got back. Okay, we ain't got to entertain them. And we ain't the same kind of black folk that our grandparents had to be down there either. Okay, they took an ass whooping and a beating and jailed and shitted on and pissed on for us to be on here right now saying fuck Trump. Couldn't say that back then.
Man, let me find my reaction bar over here. I like that
Okay?
what you just said,
And
Dave.
any of my I told y'all before, some of y'all who follow me, I told my friends and even some family, if I got any to support this guy, I said, if you follow that guy, if you believe in what he says, if you allow yourself to be fooled, block me, don't call me, get rid of my damn phone, and go to hell. Because obviously you live a life with horse blinders and earmuffs on. I'm done.
Woo. Rich?
Once again, hard to follow Dave. Hard to follow. Derrick and Dave both stole my thunder on Michelle Obama. I mean, she's a real lady. You know what I mean? She's authentic. She's herself. And I don't blame her for not showing up. But I feel like, my opinion, none of the prior presidents should show up, because Trump is a stain on our existence, on our government. The world is laughing at us that we allowed him to get back in office after everything that he did. And it's just, I think it's a tragic event. I mean, I don't know how we got here, but we're here. And it's a horror story. And then I'm afraid for the future of the U.S. and what we're going to go through. The screwballs that he's put into place in our government that are unqualified. I guess you have to be a drunk or a sexual offender to be on the top of his list, because it seems like that's a prerequisite to actually be put in position. I mean, it's just it's a crazy time. I just feel like henceforth, we used to call him 45. I think we should call him Felon 47 for the remainder, because it has a nice ring to it. Felon 47. That's it. That's what I got.
All right. AC and JT.
Yeah. In reference to January 20th, 2029, do you think Trump, if the democracy doesn't collapse, do you think he will be there for the next president?
He wasn't there for the last one.
I know.
Right. He was at Mar-a-Lago.
Going through his stolen secret documents.
In the bathroom.
If he's not, if he's not doing stuff like that, if if he's gonna break the trend, why should you go back and try to be united when he doesn't do it?
Right. Good point, AC. Good point. My wife said we're gonna get kicked off of Facebook after this one.
Won't be the first thing I
Then go
got
to
kicked off.
X.
We'll go to TikTok before they ban him.
Well, don't kick me
JT,
out of church. Don't kick me out of church, okay?
that's it. You in, Dave. JT and Cheech.
Yeah, first thing I want to say is thank everybody for the prayers for me and my wife. She's doing a lot better. I think Dave said it. Fuck Trump. Simple as that. Fuck him. He's a convicted, not person of interest. He's convicted. We used to put convicted people in jail. Now, Charles Manson could come up there and run that shit 4 years. How did we get this fucking far where convicted, not maybe, his peers convicted his, sorry, Jim, white ass. How did we get this far?
That's what I said.
That's it. Oh, fuck Trump.
Hey, JT, I heard it's orange.
What's orange?
His ass.
You must have been there.
No.
They don't spray him down there. They only spray his face. His hands aren't even the same color as his face.
Wow. Cheech.
Well, don't throw me off after this, but because I'm going to be the black sheep. I agree with everybody, but I'm torn. And I think it's more because of my faith and belief in God. I think that the ex-presidents are taking the higher road. They don't want to be on the same level as him. He didn't show up the last time. That's correct. But you know what? We shouldn't show that we're the same way as he is and be jerks. My other thing is, what's the saying we always say? Is keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. And that takes me back to, I saw Obama and him talking and they were laughing. It was like so curious to know what they were talking about, but that's what came to mind was he's keeping his enemy close, being able to at least still have that dialogue and hopefully fix things later. But, I truly am torn about that. I understand where everybody's coming from, but I just think that they're all taking the higher road, and I'm upset with the flag also, because years from now, Trump may die around the same time. And what's going to happen if he dies within those 30 days where there's another president being inaugurated? Now what? That flag should be kept at half staff because that's the protocols. That's where it's supposed to be. And they already changed that. DeSantis made Florida put theirs up at full staff, and Trump is doing the same thing. So I am very torn about it. I just think they're taking the higher road.
Cheech, I don't disagree with you at all with your statement and your reason behind that. I kind of feel the same way. And I know how most of our crew feels. Stay away from them. Don't show any type of anything towards them. But I'm with you on that one, Cheech. I'm gonna stand with you on that one. That we're gonna have to be bigger than they are. And it's just just like Kamala could have gone when they were going to confirm the presidency, she could have made us think the same way he did, but that would have been terrible. for us to go through that same process again. So I'm glad that she went and did it the way she did and confirmed his presidency and moved forward, because it just shows that even though our policies may be different, at least we know how to treat people. At least we know how to stick to the follow laws and stuff that are set before us. That's how I feel about it. Let me get to these names real quick. Let me see what I had first. I had Ty, Mark, Jim, and I guess D.
Hey, hello, everybody. Greetings. First of all, I want to apologize, Dave, for interrupting you, man. You got me so excited with your statements, bro. I just started talking, man. I apologize, bro. Thanks, Don, for checking me. I appreciate it. So,
No, you good. You good.
all right, man. I felt
Come on, man.
sad.
Come on. You
I
good.
appreciate that, man. But yeah, so I agree with Dave, Cheech, and Jim. I agree with all of the points, but I'm just a little bit tired of us turning the other cheek. I'm a little bit tired of us taking the high road, because they don't play in the high road. They play in the mud. And until the Democrats decide to get in the mud and kick it where the sun don't shine and do everything they're doing, this country's going to stay on the same path it's on, and it's not going to any change. I've been talking about the necessary unintended consequences of his next presidency and what it could mean revolutionarily. But something has to, I mean, I agree. I like keeping my enemies, your friends close, your enemies closer. And I agree with that. And you want to be dignified and then do it with dignity. But what has that gotten us so far, man? They've got this cat, orange cat in there again. And I think we got a little more down and dirty. I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I'm torn, obviously. I keep saying I don't know. But I agree with you, Cheech. It's important that we put our shoulders back, hold our head up high, and stand right there and present. But it's also important to send a message, man. We got to get a message across other than the high road. That's how I feel. That's what I wanted to say.
I understand exactly how you feel. But let me get Dave up in there because he's. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, real quick, everybody. I'm sorry to cut everybody off, but you know, in honor of my late Uncle Frank, who was a transit sergeant in New York City, and in honor of my great grandfather, my father told me, "No regard, Beauregard, Kennard." In order to fix a rap problem, sometimes you got to go in the sewer to get them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean, sometimes you got to go in the sewer to get them, and there is no honor, there is no high road right now. I respect you, Cheech, you my brother, and all that, but there is no high road. This man controls big tech. This man controls all the news media outlets. CNN, they just love to sensationalize the guy. Okay, and meanwhile, Dana Bash got on TV, and the first question out of her mouth when she interviewed Kamala Harris was, "Are you black?" And they didn't have a problem calling Obama a nigga, did they? His mother was white. Did they? They had no problem hanging up dolls outside the White House, swinging from a rope. Remember that? Okay, but they don't want to honor her being a black woman. Okay, they started it. When Trump came down that escalator, that's when they started allowing it here in America. When he started talking about those Latino immigrants and everybody like that, that's when those migrants. That's when it started. And they sensationalized this guy. He's a felon. Obama could never have a record like him. Okay? Jimmy Carter could never have a record like him.
Oh, no.
Okay? George Bush and Bill could never have records like him. Okay? And this man's getting handed the best economy in the world right now. Watch it go down the toilet.
That's right.
4.1% job, 4.1% jobless rate right now.
The best
Right?
again.
Watch it go down the toilet.
Dave, he got the best economy again.
Again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's getting handed. It's getting handed to him. Obama handed him one, and Biden handed him one. And he's talking about doing all this crazy, these new offices and all this other bullshit. Handing his friends titles and how much is this shit gonna cost? And here's the media. Well, both sides. If Abby Phillip, I don't give a damn if she is a adulterer. She's an honorary doctor, but I don't give a damn what she is. If she go on TV one more damn time and start saying, well, both sides, I'm jumping through that screen and wearing CNN's asses out. I'm done. I'm sorry to cut you all off, fellas. Go ahead.
All right. Mark, Jim, D, and Rich.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. I'll make it real quick. I agree with Cheech. It's even, even if you don't want to say you're taking the high road, the nation is looking at us. The news is looking at us. And they will crucify us if we do what they do. So we are forced to not play their game, but to rise above. Because if we don't, then we look and the news will crucify us and make us look like we're no better than what we're complaining about. So that's just my opinion. I got to go. I will catch up with you guys in a few. I got to switch.
All right, bro. Be good. Be safe.
Jim?
Yeah, I did write down what I was going to say. It just, I understand where everybody's coming from with the take the high road and all that. But
It's not everyone. It's not everyone.
Not everyone. The ones that said it. The ones that said it. But I am totally against that at this time. We're not in the same world that we were in. This isn't a disagreement of policy. This is an evil man. This is like breaking bread with Adolf Hitler, for God's sakes. We're trying to normalize an individual that has ripped the heart out of the United States government. Why do I say it that dramatically? You can't go to a Thanksgiving dinner with your family and talk politics because you'll wind up not talking to somebody ever again. People are just at each other's throats because of this individual and the movement that he created. The whole MAGA movement is a fascist type movement that only can succeed by division. So by standing there, and even if the press is going to say, oh, look, they're just the same, none of that really matters. You could go there and kiss his butt. It will not matter. The only thing that's going to matter is what Ty said. You're going to have to start kicking their butt like they kicked yours. And if you don't do it, you're going to have a long 4 years and maybe a lot more after that if nothing changes.
So true, Jim. So true.
I'm sorry. Let me get Ty in real quick.
So the only thing if I was Democrat, the only reason I'd show up, if I spent the entire night planning his demise. If I spent 6 hours of the night before of thinking about ways we're going to get this guy out of here in the next 2 or 3 years, then I'd show up. Other than that, then you go home and start that process. I'm sorry.
Get him out of office, right?
Exactly, yeah. I don't mean take him out. Sorry. Thank you, AC.
D and Rich.
I don't know if I can say I agree with everybody, but I do have some of those same feelings about everything. So everybody here is kind of right, but I want to deal with it from a not a Republican or Democratic point of view, because that's what got us here, right? Everybody jumps on the side. So no matter what my side does, I'm going to stay on that side. And then the other side says, well, you on your side, so now I got to be on my side. And what about what's right? We are right now in a no accountability society. I don't know if that scares anybody but me. Our first video is coming up in a minute. Literally no accountability. I can shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue. I just think about somebody who says that and then watch what's going on in society with all of these cases. And the first one we're going to talk about. People are walking around. I don't have to have any accountability. I was trying to sleep the next 4 years. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to sleep and wake up in 29 and go, okay, let's hopefully we can have a reset. But they're not letting me because yesterday and the day before, and even the day before that, these Senate hearings are popping up. And only thing that's happening in my brain, no accountability. No accountability. Didn't you say this? No, I didn't. If I did my police career the way some of these people are trying to run government offices, yeah, I, 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 I don't know what you would do with me. I'd be under the jail. I think I'd be dead or locked up. No, no, you can't ask me a question. I know what I said. I don't mean that no more. I didn't say it again. I know what I did, but I'm not doing that no more. So here we are in a no accountability. I don't want anybody. I don't want any of this foolishness to get any attention from me. I'm trying to figure out a way to do that, and if anybody here can help me, I just don't want it to. It's like when I hear certain people talk about things that I know they have nothing to say about. You can't even have my attention. That's where I want to get with this, but I don't know how to do it because it's all encompassing. And like some of you guys said, they pull you in. You're trying to stay to the side. Hey, look, I know it don't make sense. But they pull you right in. So we got to figure out how we sit on the right side, and that's right down the middle, guys. It's not this way or that way. How we sit on the right side and not let any of this foolishness affect us, because we said they're looking at us in the country. The world is looking. I am afraid. I can't even say it on here. I think we're gonna get canceled. Somebody from some other place is going to look at what's going on and figure, now's the time. Now's the time. Nobody understands how politics works, but we talk politics, right? We don't understand that your economy comes from the last president, right? If you inherit an economy, it is horrible. It's not you did it, it's the best. If you inherit an economy, it's good. Nobody understands that. So everybody just gets on the side. Where are we going to go from here? Because there's a bunch of us, almost half, maybe about 48%, that don't agree with none of this foolishness, but we're now forced into dealing with it, forced into these government agencies, forced into these people, I don't even want to call them people, that are going to be running the Justice Department, going to be running the Defense Department, going to be running this. There's a guy that doesn't like women, but he's running the military. What are we talking about here? But we're going to get him a job. One last thing I want to say. Elections have consequences. If you don't look at that thing now and realize that the election has now you're letting the crazy man do whatever he wants because this election happened, because that election happened. Now he's doing whatever he wants. And you're going to wait. All of you, I'm watching you. I'm talking about not us guys, but those watching. What's it? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Right.
Because they're coming for you. I mean, they're coming for you. You voting for them? Yes. And then they come for you. What you gonna do when they come for you? I'm out.
Hey, they just fired Mike Johnson from the House, from the Republican GOP House. He just fired Jim Turner, the chairman of the Intel Committee, and replaced him with a Trumper at the orders from Donald Trump. He just fired a Republican who's trying to keep the Intel Committee straight up and honest for a Trumper to be the new chairman.
We're flying blind, guys. We are flying blind.
Woo. All right, we got Rich, Rich and Derrick.
Yeah, you know what? Everybody's got their opinion, and I agree with tradition, but Trump doesn't deserve the respect, and I feel all those other presidents should not show up to show disdain. It's the time now when to not normalize Trump. This guy is a radical individual, criminal, corrupt. I mean, he's still hawking sneakers and watches and ridiculous shit that people are buying. I mean, you're a millionaire. You got to keep hawking stuff. You're a snake oil salesman. We shouldn't be normalizing him. They should be turning their backs on this individual because they know what he stands for. Disorder. I mean, the confusion, dividing the country. turn your back on him. Don't show up. He didn't show up for Biden's, and it's not a tit for tat, but don't show up because you don't respect him. And he's not a real president that we speak of as presidents. He is a xenomorph, just a criminal, corrupt businessman, failed businessman that hate. He rose to power on hate. He said Obama wasn't a citizen. We want to see his birth certificate. He's got a group of people going to Hawaii to investigate. None of this is normal. So I feel like none of these presidents should show up. None of them. If you don't like him, you don't like his policy, you don't like him as a person, he's a convicted felon, show disdain and don't show up. That's just my opinion. And if I was a former president, I wouldn't show up. I'd be like Michelle Obama. I wouldn't show up there. Because every one of those presidents that are there, he talked major shit about all of them. Like you said, put their lives in danger, their families' lives in danger. He don't care. So we shouldn't care. It used to be, if they go low, we go high. No. If they go low, we should amplify while they're going low. That's what we should be doing. This is the second time around. We should be smarter. That's just my opinion.
All right. Derrick?
Yeah, and I just wanted to come in on, we were talking about the high road, and there's no longer a high road. There no longer is. We should no longer care what the press thinks. Obviously, he never cared what the press thought. As a matter of fact, he's bashed the press for the last 9 or 10 years. He's a convicted felon. He doesn't respect the press. We have to deal with reality now. And the reality is we have a criminal running the country. That's the reality. He doesn't deserve the respect he does not give. He gives no one respect. He deserves no respect. No one should show up. He also spins everything. He spun that Kamala wasn't black enough, but Obama was too black, even though he's half white, right? He's not American, even though he was born in this country. Though I don't know if Trump, as idiotic as he is, knows that Hawaii is part of this country. Who knows? Because he didn't know Puerto Rico was affiliated with this country. And there are certain things that he said that people have kind of laughed at and laughed off. And Dave talked about one of them where he could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue and he would still get elected. He's also informed police officers to treat people more roughly. He said to his crowd that they need to knock the hell out of somebody that was in the crowd. And he said, if you lie enough, they'll believe it. And he's been lying to America for the last decade, and America believes it now. There is no more high road. There's no right way to do things. There's only effective ways to do things, and we need to be effective. And that's all I have.
And that's enough. There's plenty more, but that's good.
Well, Jim got something to say too. Come on, Jim.
Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, I want to agree 100% with Rich because he's come up with the right idea. This is not Democrat and Republican. This is right and wrong. This is good and evil. Those former presidents, George Bush, Republican, shouldn't be there either. All the decent, if there's any left Republicans in Congress, shouldn't be there. This is a time, this is a one day where the entire country, our elected officials, could stand together and say, we're not happy with what we see. Cross party lines. They could do it. Will they? Of course not. Of course not. But they should. And I think that if we're ever going to turn this corner, it's got to be dramatic like that.
Hey. Listen, I didn't know this was going to go that far, but it did. Kind of glad it did because we got some stuff off our chest, But let me go with we have a video. Do you want to set us up for the first video?
Yeah, well, we talked about no accountability. Here it goes. This is where we're going to start. Here in Long Island, a man is accused of gouging a police officer's eyes out and injuring another police officer. And I don't think they made it to the hospital before they released him. Let's take a look.
New information about an Elmont man who's accused of assaulting two police officers, allegedly punching one of them and gouging the other in the eye. News 12's Logan Crawford has the story.
Accused of attacking two police officers as they were trying to arrest him for violating an order of protection, 28-year-old Hergens Jasmine was taken to court this morning, charged with assault and resisting arrest.
Something so close to home, I wouldn't expect this to happen.
Police say as they were arresting him in Elmont Saturday, Jasmine resisted, punching one officer in the face repeatedly and allegedly trying to gouge out another's eye. Jasmine's lawyer says the situation escalated because Jasmine didn't know there was a warrant out for his arrest. Both cops were taken to the hospital. This morning, a Nassau judge released Jasmine from custody.
He might, be violent to the public as well. And I have kids as well. I have 3 kids, and that wouldn't really feel safe.
Police say this is not Jasmine's first run-in with the law. Court documents show that in August 2024, he was charged with resisting arrest and assaulting a police officer. And in October 2021, he was convicted of an assault charge for attacking a cop.
If you're going to let these people who assault police officers, what are they going to do to us? What is that person going to do to me or you?
As News 12 reported, in August, Jasmine allegedly punched an officer in the face, and another was hurt while placing him under arrest. The Nassau PBA sent us a statement saying the release of Hergens Jasmine, a violent repeat offender who has assaulted police officers multiple times, is a complete failure of our justice system. The judge signed an order of protection and ordered Jasmine to undergo anger management. In Elmont, Logan Crawford, News 12, Long Island.
Wow, I'm a whole anything I gotta say. I see Jim has his hand up. Go ahead, Jim. And D.
The one thing that I want to make sure everybody understands is this is not the bail reform law that we have all discussed and do not like anyway. This is not that. This is a judge released them, but PBAs and a lot of other unions like to kind of omit that and let the public think this is all part of New York's no cash bail law. This is not. This is a judge decided to release this guy. Just for clarity purposes.
Listen, I'm glad you made the clarity. Yep. D.
Just a couple of really quick things, real quick. This is what I mean about accountability. Right? We've got people in the highest office without an accountability. And this guy is going to assault how many police officers? It's not the first time. I don't even think it's the second time if we read that report right. That's what he does. And people are emboldened now to do things, to just do whatever I want to do because there's no accountability for me doing what I do. There's no accountability for the judge that's in a position to put me where I need to be. No accountability. Nobody can say anything about it. You can, wiggle your way out of it, discuss it. The last thing I wanted to say is this took me back to my 32 years. Took me right back to day one. And you can say I was difficult and hard, and it was very simple. I'm gonna say it one time. I don't have no chill. I'm not discussing it with you. I'm not a soft. I couldn't work today. They probably fired me day one. I wasn't nice. I wasn't talking, hey, buddy, hey, you gonna, listen, you stepped over a line, we stepping over the line together.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people listening to this are gonna say that's harsh because what about the people? I don't have time for that. I've got a lawbreaker. I got to deal with a lawbreaker. I'm not dealing with the nice. The nice people get treated nice. It's just the way it was. The lawbreakers get dealt very, very harshly. And I want you to pay attention when I said about accountability. If you're not going to hold him accountability and the judges aren't, what is going to be your expectation of law enforcement out there? If I know, and we used to laugh about it sometimes, guys would be walking out of 99 Main Street before I'm finished the paperwork. And it's like, what's going on here? I still got to stay. I'm still locked up doing paperwork and he's out on the street doing the same thing that I brought him in here for. And we used to joke about it. Now they're taking that to a whole nother level. And for the listening audience, they're setting you up, man. They are setting you up. because it's going to be a hard line. I lived it. It's going to be a hard line, and no discretion, no understanding from the law enforcement officer. Listen, you ain't hurting me. This is what it is. You're going. It's the end of story. If I got to break something, something's going to get broke because I can't take a chance because of what you're showing me. He's not going to do any time anyway. What am I locking him up for? He ain't going to do time anyway. My job is to protect and serve. I don't know whether everybody forgot that. I know it was be nice and be sweet and all that. That wasn't my job. That wasn't in my job description. I read it the other day. Nothing was be nice and sweet and want to protect and serve. If Jerry calls me, I got to come through there throwing punches. That's just what it is. I can't worry about who the nice guy is or who the bad guy is. It's just the way it was. So I think we're going to go back to where it was a little more of a heavy hand, and the public's going to suffer. The public's going to
Absolutely.
suffer.
Absolutely. Yep.
I'm done.
You said it. You really said it there. You did. Now here's my order. I got AC, Ty, Derrick, and Dave.
I need some further information. Was there a bail given? I didn't hear about amount of a bail or anything. I'm certain he couldn't be released on his own recognizance for assault. That's a felony, right? I know he did.
Yeah, they conveniently left that out, AC. They conveniently left out whether there was actual cash bail or not. In the reporting. The reporting was he was released. And that's all they said.
Two assault seconds on a police officer. Well, might be first. I'm not sure. It can't be released on bail. That just doesn't make any sense at all. I know bail is supposed to bring you to make sure you get back to court. And theoretically, if he came back to court for his other charges, you may be more willing to give him bail. But I can't understand why you let someone go without a cash bail with violent crimes on a police officer. The reason why a police officer is more important than anybody else, because the police officer is supposed to stop you from doing that. They're risking their lives to make sure that everything is going well. If you will violate the law and assault a police officer, you will assault anyone. That's how the law looks at it.
Right. You're right, AC.
That was my question. If anybody knew about bail, that's all.
Okay. We're gonna have next. Ty.
AC stole most of my thunder just now, but he said that woman said it in the video. If they'll assault a police officer who carries a gun and trained to protect us, what are they gonna do to us? And D. School said something that's very poignant. Protect and serve also means police officers too, you know. I mean, if somebody's got D. School in the eye and Derrick Williams in the eye, and me and David are transporting, what's gonna happen, Dave?
First of all, that boy got his ass whooped before them cuffs went on.
What's gonna happen, Dave? Me and you transporting. After they mess up with our boy, what's gonna happen?
He got his ass whooped before the cuffs went on.
I once got accused of pistol whipping somebody. I hit him so hard. All he did was take a swing at my partner at the time. Donald came out and said and saw him. And somebody happened in your eye. He said, that cop right there pistol whipped me. He said, well, Donald said, if he did, you deserved it. Remember that, Donald?
I know who it was too. I still remember who it was. Derrick knows who it was. I have to tell Derrick off the air.
Really grazed him. And I just lost it right there. And we let him go this way. So you got somebody's eye. Well, that's just it's just a lawless. It's a very poor decision by whoever cut him free. That person should be. Yeah.
Make sure your mic is not covered, Ty, because you coming in muffled.
Is that better? Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. So
right back.
This is a problem.
Yeah, she had pieces. She had pieces. Causing the issue. In and out.
Barely hear you.
Oh, my bad.
Sound like you're underwater.
All right, let me come back. I'll come back to you, Ty, if you want me to. Derrick?
Yeah, obviously, at face value, this is a horrible decision by the judge. And, you know, who knows why the judge let him go. We don't know all the particulars of the case, but judge's decision aside, this guy was unflawed. Unflawed. He was unscuffed, untouched, not a mark on him. People, I remember, obviously, 3 years ago in the academy, I remember an instructor telling us, you do not go to work to fight, but you do go to win. If someone is swinging on you, you're supposed to bust their ass, point blank. You're supposed to bust their ass. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Forget all the professionalism. The professionalism comes back when the fight is over. When it's time to fight, it's time to fight. Whip his ass, cuff him up, and then get professional again. Period. This guy did not have a mark on him, and he supposedly tried to gouge a police officer's eyes out and punch another one in the face. What the hell were they doing that he came out looking like that? He came out looking like a movie star. Shouldn't happen. Shouldn't happen. I don't know why it happened, but some things have to be taken care of on the spot, and then the judge makes his decision later. Someone swings on you, take care of it on the spot. But anyone out there that's listening, if you are a police officer or have aspirations of being a police officer, there will come a time when you have to bust somebody's ass, period. That's it.
But when they come to us and we know what the charge is, oh, you know what? Never mind.
Listen, what Derrick said was for real, because when I was out there, and I didn't like to fight, but if you made me fight, we were gonna fight.
We'll fight.
Yeah, we're gonna fight, and like Derrick said, we're not gonna fight to see if we can have a draw in this. No, I'm fighting to win.
Right.
Because if I lose, then you can get my gun, you can get my mace, you can get a whole lot of stuff from me that can hurt other people besides me. You can kill me and then go hurt someone else after that if I lose. So that's why everyone I was in, it was to win. And I'm talking about to clearly win, not to you got 1 point more. No, I want to win. Where the other person even know that they were even existing at that time. Yeah. So let me and I know some people that's listening probably like, well, that's not even the right attitude. No, it is the right attitude when it's called survival.
That's the only attitude. And another thing is,
exactly, Derrick.
There's people in the neighborhood that build their reputation. You're not supposed to build your reputation off the backs of the police in your neighborhood.
Nah, man.
Right.
So if you step the police the wrong way, you're supposed to get handled the right way. Period.
Every day.
And it's been stated here, and I think we'll say it on the video. If they're doing that to the police officers, what about us? That's it, y'all. That's it. Because if your police can't really police, then all of us are in trouble. Not just some people, all of us are in trouble. And I've always said it to my wife. I said, when it comes a time where the police are going to be afraid to police, which is probably where we're heading to right now, y'all. Where the police are afraid to police because of the cameras and this and that, the allegations and the public scrutiny that comes on them as well, that it makes it difficult for them to police. And I'm talking about good police officers. I'm not talking about bad police officers, because I'm not going to try to get around that, because there are some bad police officers. But for the most part, I believe most police officers are law-abiding citizens. That's what I believe. And I believe that most of us believe the same thing. Yes, there's a few bad ones out there, but I don't want the good ones to stop policing. I just don't. That's me. That's me. Y'all can add to it as you go on. I got Dave, JT, and D.
Yeah, thank you, Derrick. That was right on point, man.
Exactly.
We don't stay at home and get ready to come to work to take an ass whipping and we don't come to work. We don't stay at home thinking about whose ass are going to whoop tomorrow. Okay? Now, if you want to try somebody, you don't know none of our backgrounds, what we did before we became police officers, and you want to sit there and assault me, try to take my damn eyes out. And I know that they probably ran his rap sheet before they went there.
Exactly.
Okay? So, you know he's been locked up 3 times for whooping cops' asses, and cops just sitting there let this guy whoop their ass. No. Them OG sergeants back in the days, he fucking give you some shit. You bring him in here the right way with his ass whooped, then cuff him and treat him like a man professionally after that. Other than that, you're not gonna tell me you got 2 big ass cops there and one gets punched in the face, he's out of commission, and the other one's sitting there screaming, getting his eyes taken out. Where's everybody else at? No. That's why they make chairs and tables to make a bow tie out of. Okay, now I know the listeners are talking. I know the listeners are, damn, these fucking cops, they must have whipped it. No, we didn't have to whip everybody's ass, but I'm not coming to work to take an ass whipping. No, and nobody's gonna use me as their footstool. No. You got the ball. You've been locked up 3 times. You over here terrifying women, and then you beat up 3 cops after she called the cop. No, I'm whooping your ass. That's it. I'm gonna take an arm. I'm gonna get your arm, and it's gonna be on my fireplace tonight. Okay, I'm gonna arm bar the shit out you, and you don't scream, you're gonna go unconscious. That's it. I'm not dealing with this kind of shit no more. This is a different job today, man. These guys are all timid, getting a foot in their ass, We had a fucking cop, man. He was a white cop driving a white sergeant in South Ozone Park. Okay, the year I retired. And he said they had this guy with a knife on the corner of Rockaway Boulevard going towards Howard Beach. The fucking guy gets out of the car, and the guy clearly has a steak knife. And he fucking charges the cop, not the sergeant. Stabs him in his chest. You know what saved his ass? His fucking shield. So when I debriefed the guy, I said, yo, man, how come you didn't shoot this motherfucker? Well, I'm getting ready to go into the fire department. That's why, and I didn't want no problems with trying to get onto the fire department. I said, my man, you almost got you almost got yourself put in the fucking ground. Scared to react. Who wants to work with a fucking guy like that? Who wants to work with a fucking guy like? Who wants to work with people like that? Oh, I just want to get my check and go home. Well, guess what? Fucking some guy standing on the corner with an ice water stain and want you to go home today. And then you got to see civilians. I know some of my old friends too. I can't stand no more. Well, y'all always doing this. Y'all always doing that. I said, yeah. When the fucking guy comes to your house, your boyfriend, your husband whoops your ass, then who you gonna call? Ghostbusters? It's ridiculous, man. And I don't know the circumstance of this judge, man. What is he? Or what was her or whatever? But man, whoever the judge is, he's full of shit too. Okay, we don't need no goddamn. What do you call those judges? I forgot what you call him, man.
Cut him loose, Bruce. Cut him loose, Bruce.
Remember that guy?
Yeah.
That dude got pushed in front of that subway train, man. Hey, that guy was out before they got that guy's ass from under the train. Come on, man.
Boy.
We're gonna have to put some boots on and some brass knuckles, just walk around the neighborhood beating asses. That's it.
Dave is ready to go, y'all. Dave is ready to go. Let me get
I don't want to hear the police brutality shit. We get brutalized too.
Yeah.
JT D.
Derrick and Dave took everything I was going to say. You don't go to work to get your ass whooped and then go home and tell your wife, I got my ass whooped today. Don't tell the kids. You don't do that. Nobody does that. You go to work to come home and eat. Your wife say how your day was. I was all right. I didn't get my ass whooped.
Yeah.
Come on. Everybody go home and tell their wife what they did. You know? But you don't want to go home and say, "Oh, I got my ass whooped," to your wife. And I'm going to tell you about a case I had. All the cops on Hempstead Police Force knew this guy liked to fight cops. So anytime we go to his house for a disturbance, anything, at least 4 cops gone. Some other cops will come just in case you need him. This guy he was on meds. He was so pissed off one day. He took a toilet, not the seat, not the back, the whole fucking toilet, picked it up, plumbing and all. When he grabbed the toilet, we all grabbed him. He couldn't grab us. But he would do that on occasion. But they knew this guy had fought cops before. Send more cops than 2. And then just like Derrick said, his ass would have came before the cops got on. I ain't scared to say it. You damn right. He got a warrant. You walk up to him, you put him in cuffs. You don't say you got a warrant. The fuck? What is he gonna do by telling him? He gonna be asking you why you whooping his ass, because he's gonna be, fighting. I ain't got no fucking warrant. Punch 1. I ain't got no fucking punch 2. Cuffed. Yeah. But
most people that have warrants know they have them also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
They know
That's
in
why he
this
fought
court,
the first
they
time.
know what they're for.
Yeah. But today's cops, most of them, I call them PCs, pussy cops, punk ass cops. They would get their ass whooped one-on-one with a juvenile. Now I ain't gonna say juvenile ain't that good. Some juveniles big as grown people. But you don't go to work to get your ass whooped. I never went to work to get my ass whooped. Never. And I might have been pissed off, but I didn't go there to get my ass whooped before I even got to work. It's just ridiculous. And D said, no accountability. We got that right here in the United States. Donald Trump, no accountability. Not even a fucking fine for all his 34 felonies.
Yeah.
34 felonies, not even a fine. Come on.
And law enforcement officers should be upset at something like that, but instead of being upset, they're rooting him on.
Yeah.
They're rooting him on like he's some hero. Listen, I can't keep my mouth shut on something like that. 34 felonies, convicted of. And we're going to sit back here and applaud him? Get out of here. D?
Hey, Rich, I feel your pain. I got to follow Derrick, Dave, and JT. But I'm going to give it a shot. Derrick says something great. We bring as much force as necessary to a situation to effect an arrest. I never thought about it as me beating up on somebody, or if, God forbid, I had to use my firearm, as me ending somebody. These people suspend their right to walk around. When you're trying to hurt somebody, you suspend your right to walk around peacefully. You suspend your right, your arms and legs to work properly when you're trying to hurt people. I don't know. That's the way I looked at it. It was never me. I want to beat this guy up. I'm going to meet you right where you are. And I made sure I prepared myself to meet everybody where they were, no matter the size, no matter the ability. I'm going to meet you right there. And you got to know that going in. And I think that's why I didn't have as many problems as some others, because I'm going to meet you right there. So why are we going there? It's not, you're not going to gouge my eyes out, because you're not going to have 2. You gouge one, I'm going to take 2. It's just the way it's going to be. A lot of people look at that a certain way, and I wanted to clean up what Don said. You want to look at it a certain way that we do things, but that's what we're there to do. We have these situations, people create all this havoc, and then they want to say, I give up. Nah, you don't talk. You don't. I'm here because you violating an order of protection. Well, I'm the order of protection. Stay with me. So we got to get out of this mindset of we can create all this havoc and do all of these things and own the cop and do all this and then say, okay, I'm sorry. Because that's not what's going to happen. You take it there. We're going to take it there. We're going to, you started, I'm going to end it. I don't have a problem with that. I do not have a problem with ending it. And I don't like to tell war stories. I'm gonna tell a really quick one because it happened right there in Hempstead for me. I had a guy with his hand in his pocket, and a bunch of other cops standing around, and I never let nobody have their hands in their pocket. I don't care if it's cold outside. Take your hands out your pocket. He kept putting his hand in his pocket. I said, man, if I tell you one more time, with your hand in your pocket, put his hand in his pocket again. I put my hand on top of the pocket. We go wrestling around. He got a 22 in there, cocked and loaded. The guy told me at the end of the day, right? He looked me right in my face, guys, right in my face. I was young. I think I was 3 years on at the time. He said, you know, if you didn't get my hand, I was going to kill you.
Wow.
He told me, I know his name. I know where he is till today. He said to me, look right in my face. He wasn't affected by being thrown around. He was like, I got thrown. You got me before I got you. I'm telling you to tell you that's the mentality that you're dealing with when you cross over the line of the law. And let's stop judging people on the other line of the law the same way we judge regular folk. We know the difference. We always know the difference. Why? They follow orders. They do not. It's very simple. It's not 1 and 1 equals 2. I don't know why we have all these equations going on in our head. If you follow the law, you're good to go. I'm here to help you get back on the highway. Have a nice day. If you're breaking the law, then I got to deal with you. And I think we got it. JT said it a lot harsher than I would, but we got a lot of people that don't understand that, and everything is let's talk to killer nicely. I've talked to killers, y'all. Real talk. Ain't no nice talking to killers. I don't know if you didn't know that, right? There's no nice way to talk to somebody that wants to end somebody else's life, and there's really no nice to talk to somebody that wants to end your life and tells you right to your face.
Yeah. I had a guy that we had locked up from Nagasaki. Big guy from Rio de Janeiro. He was probably about 6'6", maybe about 320, 325 pounds. Long black hair pulled back into a ponytail, all black, skin tight clothes on. Locked him up. First of all, it took 3 pairs of cuffs to cuff him because you had to put one on one side, one on the other side. Give me 1 second. One on the other side, and then connect the two. That's how big he was. Get him inside. He's like, you do know that you only locked me up because I let you lock me up, right? You know, I'm not going back and forth with him. I'm like, it seems like he's telling the truth. I'm telling right now. I was a big guy. I was always a nice sized guy, but I'm looking at him like this is one big guy here, you know. And he's like, you know, you only locked me up because I let you lock me up, right? I mean, it's not because you decided to take me. I let you lock me up. I said, yeah, okay, all right. I'm not arguing with this guy. He said, because at any moment I could have grabbed you and broke your neck. 1, 2, 3, just like that. He said, I'm a fifth degree black belt in this and 5th degree black belt in this and man, he was martial arts all the way through. But he was a big martial artist. And I'm telling you right now, when I grabbed him, I felt like I was grabbing a brick wall. That's how big he was. And I'm so glad he didn't want to fight. Because I wouldn't want that fight either. But I'm so glad he didn't want it because we'd have been out there for a long time. I mean, it'd have been the whole department out on that one because he was really that big. And he said, even if I felt like getting out of here right now, I could. I'm like, this guy is like nuts for real. But I think he had a warrant. He was working security at Nagasaki. He was working security at Nagasaki. I was like, boy, oh boy. I just say this to say this. There are some people out there that are really big, really tough, and don't care nothing about you or your uniform. I think everybody wants to call me now. But you or your uniform, they care nothing about that. So just keep that in mind. AC and Derrick.
Yeah. First of all, Rich, I cut your video off because you couldn't see the bottom of your picture. All we saw was free A. You couldn't see the bottom part.
Oh, okay.
uh, in terms of police work and use of force, we want to use whatever force necessary to complete the job. So we oftentimes say one step above what's being used against you. That being said, I put a note in our chat. I would never hit somebody because they hit me, but I might hurt somebody so they won't hit me again or somebody else, another cop. I'm not fond of fighting. I'm not opposed to saving my life or somebody else's life with physical force either.
Right. Right.
I've been hit in the face and I've hit people places, but I'm going to use whatever force necessary. If someone hit me in the face and attacking somebody else, I gotta use force to stop that. And I'll often say, oftentimes police work is not pretty, and at those times it won't be pretty. When you see people scuffling and fighting, and you gotta help somebody, it ain't pretty always. It don't look good. That could be caught on camera by itself and isolated. Look like somebody's doing something to harm, like a police officer doing something to harm somebody. But you may not. It may be to stop that person from harming someone else, or to affect your arrest. And people say after that's done, I heard guys say after that's done, then we become professional. No, that's part of the professionalism. Using the force necessary to do the arrest. You might not have to, just because you got a handcuff, you ain't got to hit him no more. But you had to do that part and be professional so that you could handcuff him and protect him from anybody else or further beatings. That's what professionalism is, using that force.
Absolutely, AC. Protect him from himself too.
Yeah,
yeah. Derrick.
Yes. Yeah, I was with this discussion that we've been having. It made me think of a group of new recruits that I had out of the academy in the 41st precinct in the Bronx, and they were about a month out of the academy. And there was a couple of things that we ran across where I had to give them some instruction. The first thing was there was a couple of older cops. They were riding around in a conditions car, and I'd have like this team of like 10 recruits, 10 police officers. They graduated. They were 10 new police officers. I have them in a van, and we just get out and do things. We'd walk around and do things. And this one evening, we saw a family sitting in their front yard, and the yards are small yards, like the houses are like brownstones. So they're sitting in the front yard. They have their chairs and table out there, and one of the guys is sitting out there drinking a beer. He's in his yard, and the officer calls him to the fence. Right, so the fence is 3 steps away. He's like, "Could you step out? Could you step out, please?" And the officer calls him out. He steps out. Now the officer wants his ID because he's drinking in public. Now, mind you, he was in his own yard with the beer, but the officer calls him out of the yard and then wants to give him a ticket. So I put the brakes on that. I told the conditions cops, don't teach my guys to do dumb shit like this. And I told my cops, this is the example of what not to follow. And the exact words I used were, we don't ice pick people out here. We're here to serve the community, not look for a way to stab the community in the back. If they're on their property drinking, they're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Leave them alone. So that was the first thing. The second thing was at night, 41 precinct was the red light district. So we had the strip clubs. So we had Al's, Mr. Wedge, Wedge Hall, a couple of others. But Wedge Hall in particular, from midnight to 2, there was no parking on one side of the street. Now people would get there at 10, but at midnight, there's no parking. So we came by, everyone would hop out of the van and they would start writing tickets. When the bouncer would see it, and he would make an announcement inside, and the DJ would get on the mic, and he'd say the cops are outside writing tickets, and people would literally literally come running outside top speed. And, I'm looking at these cops and they're new and they're scared. And, you're standing there with a ticket book, your memo book in one hand, a pen in the other, and people are literally running up on them, running up in their face. And I saw that happen one night. And the next day at roll call, I said to them, I said, first of all, I don't want anybody to be scared of people out here. I said, secondly, you don't let people run up on you in your space. People are racing up to you top speed. You don't know what their intention is. And I said to them, I said, when you're writing tickets and someone runs up on you, I said, what do you have in your hands? I said, well, a memo book and a pen. I said, exactly. You have a weapon. I told them, put your thumb behind the back of the pen. I said, and before anyone makes contact with you, there should be a pen sticking out of the side of their neck. And they all looked at me. And when roll call was over, the other sergeant that was at roll call was like, you told them to stab somebody in the neck with a pen? I said, you motherfucking right, and I walked away. It's like, we're out there to survive. Now, we're doing a job, but you don't be letting some liquored up clown run up on you from out of a freaking strip club, run up on you and do something to you, and then someone has to explain to your family why you're no longer here. Handle your business. If they act the right way, you don't have to worry about certain things. And if they don't, then they have to worry about certain things. But I instructed them that, and the other sergeant was surprised. But that's the reality of it. We're here to win.
Ooh. All right. JT, you on mute, whatever you said.
All the time.
Yeah.
We're here to win.
D, we have another short one?
Sure.
Go. I guess you go number 2, right?
We could, but it's about
you want to do it?
It's about 6 minutes long. It's gonna take us right to 4:30.
You want to do the third one?
Yes, sir.
423.
We can do that one.
That was the NYPD cop tried to get a
that's
hitman.
all of these are long. They're gonna take us right to the time. I don't know if you want to do that. It's gonna take us right to 4:30. All the ones that got queued up. They're about 45 minutes. You want me to do a good guy one? We can finish up with a good guy one?
Sure.
Because we've been talking, this has been real serious. The office has been okay.
AC got to get out of here at 4:30 on the head also. So just and Jerry.
Yeah, we'll do this one for Jerry.
The office had been dealing with frequent elevator malfunctions. To investigate the issue, technicians installed a hidden camera inside. What they captured wasn't a technical issue, but a moment of pure celebration. On his retirement day, Tony, unaware of the camera, stepped into the elevator. To unwind, he played a song and began dancing. The serious and composed deputy was now grooving with abandon, celebrating his long career with lighthearted fun. When the elevator stopped at the next floor, Deputy Reed entered. She initially hesitated, but quickly joined Tony in his joyful moves. Together, they synchronized their dance steps, letting go of all inhibitions. Their happiness was infectious. As the elevator continued its journey, the chief deputy stepped in. Tony and Reed immediately composed themselves, but the chief, catching the playful energy, nodded to the beat of the music. When he exited, the dancing resumed with even more enthusiasm. The next to join was Deputy Murphy, who watched Tony and Reed for a moment before joining in. The trio turned the elevator ride into a mini dance party, matching their steps to the lively rhythm of the song. Finally, Sheriff Bill Elder entered. Initially, the group paused, but the sheriff surprised everyone by joining the fun. The four danced together, showing a side of law enforcement rarely seen by the public. The hidden camera captured the entire event. When the video was shared on social media, it quickly went viral, gathering millions of views. People were delighted to see officers showing their human side, spreading joy and positivity.
Here we go.
All right.
That was very cool. Very cool.
Yes, it was.
It was.
I just want to say something real quick. Because of the way we speak sometimes, I know some of my family don't think I'm human sometimes.
Yeah, me too, bro.
Because of the way we are and kind of the way we handle business. Don talked about sitting at a certain place in a restaurant. They make it a joke. They all stand up. Well, where you gonna sit? Oh, he got to sit in the corner. Nobody's sitting that. They'll pull somebody out the seat because they know I'm not gonna sit down. We're human. And a sense of humor, especially in this room right here. I'm not gonna call nobody out, but matches no other. Mark, a sense. Oh, he's gone. The sense of humor, Mark, it matches no other. Or we spend probably 8.5 of those 9 hours laughing, and some people take it as a disrespect, and it's not. And I'm here to tell you, we laugh at things because otherwise we can't take things serious. We can't pull up in your tragedy and yeah, I'm sorry. You look at me like I was crazy. But in order for me to deal with that, to manifest that, I gotta put it in the place of humor that it's not that serious for me, so I can help you. So that gives us. I know Don talked about the weekends we had. I've only been to one, and I missed the last one. But the laughter, the jokes. Y'all know Jim got a black card, right? The things that come up during the outing of us, just these guys in this room, is just how we deal with the daily stresses. It's just how we do. It's not a disrespectful thing. We might be joking at I don't want to say some of the things we do joke at the weirdest things, but it's so that we can deal with it. My family
That's
goes,
true.
you got no chill. They're all upset over something. What are you talking about? Upset? Come on. Hey, this is great. This is wonderful. At least we can still walk. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I just
you're so right with that, because the last thing I want is to come around us and we can't have fun with us.
Yeah, man.
So for me, when I see people get a little antsy and stuff, I just separate myself from that. I'm like, I'm not here for that. I'm really not here for that. With this group, I expect a certain understanding, and everybody over here knows that Mark is the chief joker.
He's the chief, all right.
Out of all of us. And Mark is the chief joker, and Mark will not stop.
Ever.
Until Mark feels like stopping.
Ever.
So, and I say that, and Mark is listening to us because he's still on, but he's not, his video's not on. He's probably taking care of his grandson right now. But my point is, if we know that, then don't get upset about it. Derrick and I have been friends for a long time, y'all. And we can say stuff to each other that you guys probably be totally pissed at each other when we said it to you. When we said it to each other, we're good to go. And Jamel. And first of all, y'all probably have never seen Jamel mad.
No.
Never. Because he really doesn't get upset like that. And so he's the type of person I'd be afraid to see get upset. Matter of fact, a lot of you guys, as I'm going through it now, I'm looking at you guys now, I'm like, I think most of you guys like that. Some of JT gets mad, Dave gets mad. Let me see. No, on a serious tip, but we do this. This is our way of easing some of the hardships that we go through. All right, so we come into your company and we start messing around with you a certain way. Please don't take it personally. We just having fun. Anybody with anything else? What? It is 4:30. We're going home. Y'all got to be kidding me.
You got cheerleading practice, Jerry.
All right. Well, listen, y'all. Thank you so much. Like I said, I just got back in from Alabama today. I'm gonna relax and take it easy. Because I'm really under the weather and I just need to relax, sit around, just take it easy. Y'all pray for me. We'll be praying for you guys. Am I missing anything? Anybody got a birthday coming up? Anything coming up?
My mom turned 85 yesterday.
Happy birthday
Congrats,
to
happy birthday.
We
happy
took our girl
birthday
last
to
night.
your
We
mom.
had a great
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Please tell her, Ty, that we said happy birthday.
I promise I will, Don. Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right.
Now,
Anybody else? Anybody else?
I got one thing to say, Donald.
Yes, sir.
You're a member of the cloth, right?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
But yet you sit up here and tell us you're going to slow down and rest.
I hope you do, Donald. We need to.
Could you take a video?
JT, I really am. And you got to understand, when the clergy speak about rest, it's not always laying down someplace, but I'm going to do that part today, though. I'm going to lay down. I'm going to go upstairs, lay on my sofa and watch TV and let TV watch me. But you know how people say Sunday is a day of rest and they do everything on Sunday except for go to church? Well, for those who are believers, a day of rest means to be in the church service. To be actively involved in the service is our day of rest, not sleeping around, going to sleep, and doing nothing. So it's a different meaning when we say it. But today though.
I'll take that.
No, but today, JT, because I know where you're coming from. Yeah. I am going to physically go upstairs and lay down and rest.
And if the phone rings,
well, I can't say I ain't gonna answer that phone. And that would be lying. So I ain't gonna say that because I don't know if somebody really needs me. Like just the last few minutes, I got like 5 calls from people. I gotta return those calls right now when I get off the air. But thank you guys so much for being my friend, first of all, for being on the air, taking time to come out on the air. Rich, you all the way on the West Coast.
Yeah, man.
3 hours difference from the rest of us. Thank you so much for making time every Thursday to be here. And the only time you're not here is when you got to take care of business with yourself and your wife, Isabel, or whatever else you may be, but you very rarely miss it. We appreciate that. Thank you for joining us. D, and I don't know where D is. This y'all, we don't know where D is.
Parts unknown.
But D is faithful to being with us regardless of where he is. D is going to be with us. So we thank you, D. AC, Ty, JT, Cheech, Jim, Mark, Jamel. Good to see you, Mel. Jerry. CJ would be with us, but she's under the weather. Mel was taking care of the kiddos. So we thank God for all y'all. All right.
If D looked like he in a holding cell.
A rubber.
Like him says holding cell too, right? Look like him said, right?
He's watching somebody. Be quiet.
All right. Let us pray. God our Father, we thank you once again for allowing us to come together. We thank you for roll call, Black, White, and Blue for Better Relations. We thank you to God for allowing us to be together for 4.5 years, almost 5 years. We want to say thank you. I thank you for this friendship. I thank you for this fellowship. I thank you for our relationship that we have with each other, and not only with each other, but with our extended family members. We're praying to God that we will continue to be that force that stands together, pray for each other, love each other, take care of one another. We're praying to God for those who follow us on Facebook Live. We're praying to God that we can even one day get together with them, have a little something together with them and rejoice and eat and just have a good time. I'm praying to God you will watch over us until we meet again. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right.